Welcome to Just Stretch. This is a great workout on your non-workout days or after you had an endurance workout, like a light endurance workout, like a run, or if you just don't feel like working out and you want to do something that is releasing the muscles in your body a bit, then you came to the right place. So you're simply standing, the feet parallel, open the arms in T position, rotating the shoulders out, biceps up, palms up, and you're just looking over one shoulder and then over the other. Very simple, and it's not so much about the head here, it's more about the arms pulling out of the shoulder, especially the elbows are trying to pull away from your core, which should increase the stretch in your biceps, your forearms. You can spread those fingers wide and then release. So this is going to be easy most of the time. Here we go with flexing the hands, pushing them out. And we do that 3 times. Once with the fingers up, then second time fingers back, third time fingers up pointing down to the floor. And again, push those arms out, fingers up, raise one arm overhead, come back down, raise the other hand, come back down. Remember the hand you started with, because we're doing it the same side for the first round. So same arm again, comes up, flex those hands, pull those elbows out of your shoulders, push those palms away from you, all the while descending your shoulders, fingers pointing down again last time for this round. Remember which side you started with and lift. If you forgot, don't worry, it's just stretch. Come back in. We're starting from the beginning, just out and in. Lift the arms, flex the palms, push out, pull those elbows out and flex back in. Fingers up, then fingers back. Second time, stretch out, fingers down. This is the worst for me, and also the third. So now we do the overhead thing. So the other hand starts now coming overhead. That's why you had to remember which side you started with. And then the other. And keep those arms straight as you can. Come back in, flex the palms, fingers pointing backwards, stretch this out. Stretch out as much as you stretch it out as much as you can. I didn't drink any alcohol. It must be the exercise. It makes you focus too hard. So relax your brain. Last time, lifting that second side up and down again. Keep those hands flexed, flex, flex. Stretch those elbows and come down and release. Very good. Shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. We're coming into a simple chest stretch. A little bit of a hesitation there. So lift those hands to the chest. Curl forward. Lift all the way up, hands overhead, and then circle down. You remember this? We did that in various positions, in figure 4 stretch, in chair pose. This time, we just stand, pushing forward, pulling the navel in, lifting the arms overhead, stretching the chest out, circling the arms back, down. Bend those knees a little bit when you come forward, as much as you want. You can sit down in a chair, or you can just bend the knees a little bit. Lifting, exhaling, rounding forward, inhaling, coming up, and release those arms. Very nice. A little bit more of activity here. Warrior side stretch. So we're coming into warrior position. One foot points out, the other one 45 degrees in. Arms to the side. Palms do not need to be flexed now, simply pointing up. And we're shifting our weight to one side, bending the front knee. Then leaning all the way over to the side until the hand maybe touches the knee, ankle, foot, or the ground. And then coming back up. Just stretching that side over. So I'm stopping where my arms are like in that vertical position, but you can lengthen the arm all the way to the ear so that your biceps touches the ear. The upper biceps touches the upper ear. So you're lengthening all the way from the heel into your pinky finger, into your small finger. Change sides, try here. So you can either do that moderate side stretch, where you're simply lifting the arms vertically and maybe looking up to your hand to release the neck, or you're circling all the way until the upper arm touches the upper ear. And there you can go into that full stretch, the pinky finger pulling away from the hip, pulling away from the heel, elongating as much as you can that whole side. Fantastic. Come back into standing. We're having a side stretch, feet almost parallel, just crossing backwards. So we're flexing the hand, pushing it to the sky. Same leg crosses backwards, and then flipping the elbow up. And you can decide how much of a side lean you want to have here and how much of a cross back you want to have here. So basically we want this body to get into a C shape, and this elbow flipping up is allowing us to open the shoulder girdle. Too much working in front of the chest, which is necessary if you have the eyes forward as a species. We're not a bird. We don't have 360-degree vision. So we need to open the chest every now and then to get back into balance in our shoulder girdle. Same thing with the upper body, but different thing with the legs. So we're coming back into that warrior position. This time we are pushing all the way to the side until we're in side warrior, and then opening the elbow up. And because this is a little bit harder, we are staying on one side first and then changing over to the other. So keep doing one side here, maybe going a little bit lower and rotating a little bit further every time. Keep breathing. For the breathing, you can exhale when you're pushing to the side, getting that stability, and inhaling into the length. I found that to be the most useful. And then change the other side. Try here. No, don't try here. Flex the shoulders. Okay, now we go. Push it to the sides. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release back down and come back into standing. When you are bending that knee, make sure it doesn't come forward off the ankle. You might need a little bit of a bigger stance because we're getting quite low here. You might get lower than you anticipated. Also maybe because you want to hold on to the ground in that rotation, so you can bring the hand flat onto the ground, fingers pointing backwards, opening up. This is like a huge stretch for the shoulder girdle if you have that ground hand on the floor, palm flexed. Something a little bit easier for the brain. We're doing 3 letters. This is the Y, T and W. So we're starting with the Y position. Hands together, opening wide into that Y, rotating the palms outwards as always, so that we can open the shoulder girdle, and then the W. YTW. Open up, open to T, palms facing up, and close, flex the elbows, open to W. So this is fairly easy. I want you to focus on your shoulder blades, because what is our movement actually? Yes, it's in the shoulder joint, but it's also a lot of shoulder blade movement. And the shoulder blades, when we open the arms, come together. And I don't just want them to come together, I do want you to pull them down, because when we bring the arms forward, those shoulder blades tend to move up. They almost want to roll over our shoulders and come forward. Hey, here we go, having a little bit of a balanced position and stretching the glutes, crossing the ankle over the knee. Simply stay here, stretching the arms out wide. You can again play with your shoulder blades here, bringing them down and toward the spine. And then change side, crossing the other ankle over the knee. You should feel a little pull in the glute, the outer hip of the leg that's crossed over. Lengthen the back, pull the navel in slightly, push the sitting bones down, the crown of the head up, come back into standing, and we're releasing the back. Every time we are having too much of an elongated, strong, long spine, sitting too much, roll down is the remedy. Rolling up and down or rolling on the floor, as we did quite a few times. So keep the knees bent, chin to the chest, roll down, releasing elbows, shoulders, the neck and the head, maybe until the hand touch the sand or ground, and then roll all the way back up, shoulder blades down towards the sky, crown of the head up. Put a little crown on your head. And if you feel like it, stretch the legs out, bend over, pulling the navel in, chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, and roll back up, control. Do that one more time, control the movement. We usually tend to go a little bit too fast, so if you're going slower than I, just take your time. The slower the better, the more we can feel where we might have restriction. And the good thing about this video is you can always pause it if you need to. And then resume. A little bit of a stretch again for the shoulders. Shoulder cuffs, rotator cuffs. So we're just flexing the elbows, then flexing the hands, palms spread outwards. You can spread the fingers a little bit, and then just rotate those forearms out. It might feel a little bit robotic, but what we're actually doing is we're strengthening the rotator cuffs in the back, which is at the same time releasing the rotator cuffs in the front, which might overwork, again, since we're working most of the time in front of the body. And then release. There we go. We can go on the floor into all fours, having a chest stretch in child position. You can bring the knees down, push the hips towards your ankles, arms go forward, stay on your fingertips, flexing your wrists a little bit. You still want to pull the elbows out of the shoulder, stretching the shoulder, the chest, the biceps maybe a little bit. And test where you do want to bring your head. You can put the head on the forehead, or you can put it on one side, onto one ear on the other. If you're choosing one side, just make sure that you're changing sides every now and then. What you can also do is just alternate slowly left and right, coming up and down, which allows you to push one side down even further and then the other. So this is a great way to open the chest, open the shoulder joint. Always be conscious about how much you can hang in your joints here. If your shoulders are very tight, you can probably hang a little bit more into your joint. If you are hyper flexible already and having trouble with joints that are unstable, then you might need to hold your joints a little bit more, especially in these exercises where you're actually letting go. So bad news for the hyper flexible, don't let go too much, because you're simply going too far into something that is not that healthy for you. because you're having then an instability in the joint. So keep going, maybe pushing the hips even further. And then release. Come all the way onto your back. Just let the arms onto the side. Open the knees and the feet some. Maybe hip width apart or a little bit wider to ease the movement in the hips. And then swing the legs from side to side. We're basically massaging our sacrum, and maybe for you even the lower back, on the ground, on the floor. Make sure that you have enough cushioning so you don't actually have any pain or pushing of the hard floor into your body, but a very nice feeling of wobbling and massaging on the ground. Then come onto one side, bring one knee on top of another, one shoulder on top of another, and we're opening the chest here, opening the arm. You can follow with the gaze, with your eyes, your hand, which is lifting over and behind you. So the head, the neck comes all the way into that rotation. We're rotating the whole spine, and make sure that your hips are staying stacked, one on top of another, so that you're not rolling on your back. That would make it nice, but a little bit useless for the spinal rotation. And optionally, you can let the hands circle here in the sand or on the ground if you have the space. The hand can just circle back and forward so that you don't need to lift the hand the whole time. Releasing a little bit more of shoulder tension as we're opening the shoulder without creating more tension. If you feel like it, here's another option. Kick the leg out. This allows you to come maybe even into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. If you flex the foot, kick it out as much as you can. And this is also forcing your hips to stay stacked on top of another. All right, all those variations. Now, maybe you liked some a lot, so you can try them straight away on the other side. Maybe you like the kicking out bit where you had the leg elongated and the hamstring stretch in addition to the rotation. Maybe you like the circle a lot because that allowed you to relax the shoulder. So do the version that you like best. And if you come back to that video and do the just stretch as part of maybe your weekly routine or of your relaxation wind down routine, you can come straight away to the version that you like. You don't need to go through all the variations. I'm just going through those so you can choose and pick and decide whatever feels good for you. So remember here that we rotate primarily the spine. That's more or less the purpose, rotating the spine without any strain, without any weight, without any contraction. So you do want to let go of as much as possible to release the muscles that we're actually rotating and trying to relax and stretch here. So don't hold the shoulders, don't hold the lower back too much. Relax your hips, your glutes, your thighs, your legs. You're defied by gravity for once. Not defying gravity too much. We do have to do that anyway, most of the time. Lying on your back, we're coming to the last stretch with this, the hamstring stretch. And we're first grabbing the right leg, grab your thigh, and then pull the knee towards the chest. Flex the foot, stretch the leg out, then point the foot, flex the foot again, Bend the knee, stretch the leg back out, push into the heel, point the foot, flex the foot again. Now this time try to push out even further and pull the knee more in. Point the foot, flex the foot, bend the knee again, push the heel back out, and while you're pushing the heel out, think of the ground leg, which is also pushing out. So the body pretends to be standing, so that lower heel pretends to be touching ground. Lower back is slightly lifted, so not crushed into the ground. Chest is lifted. You're not rounding the back. And then change sides, grabbing the left leg, bend the knee, flex the foot, keep the foot flexed, stretch the leg out, then point the foot, flex the foot again, bend the knee, pull the knee towards the chest, stretch the leg out a little bit further, point the foot, flex again, pull the toes towards your chest, and then flex the foot as much as you can, pushing into the heel, stretching the leg out and pointing. Remember to flex the foot of this lower leg. Stretch the leg out. And you stretch it out one more time. Thank you very much for joining. Share this video with your loved ones if you loved it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Yes, I believe.